What's up, Liverpool fans? Welcome back to Yanks of the Cop. We are here, team news reaction show. West Brom, Liverpool, coming at us in 1 hour. I'm your host for this one, Steve. Go ahead, hit that like and subscribe button if you haven't yet. Let me know your thoughts on the team news that just came out. I think to start, the breaking news: Diogo Jota out for season. Foot injury caused by Cavani, getting a solid kick on him against Manchester United. Definitely heartbreaking. Thought we were going to have to rely on him as well as the top three going forward. So now that's going to be a huge hit to us, not only just for our starting 11, but now we don't have that go-to guy off the bench. It's going to be a massive, massive blow. Like Steve from Somerville says, absolutely. George is a huge blow, but now it's time that Mane steps up big time. Completely agree with you. I think it's definitely that time. Mane, yeah, he was pissed last game that he didn't start. He scored in two of the last three games going into Manchester United. So I think, he should have a fire under his ass. And I'm actually tipping him to score today. I think that's going to be huge. And we'll see. But a couple other people in the chat here are already on fire. Alan, thanks for coming. Appreciate you. I also think that Curtis Fagini, a little bit of a surprise, but I think it's a good thing. I think this is a really good match for Curtis Jones. I think we need a little bit more creativity. West Brom is going to be playing like a 4-4-1-1 type of formation. So I think we're definitely going to need to go out and really deliver. And I think he can add a little bit more creativity to that midfield for us. Wahomey, bench is concerning. I think Steve from Somerville again, Ox and Milner will be back for Burnley, which is at least a positive. And I think that's the biggest thing, right? Don't have the bench today. It's going to be all up to our starting 11 to get the job done. And Firmino is starting. I thought that was a big thing. Chris Welch, welcome back as always, man. Doesn't get why Firmino is captain. Yeah, I think it's interesting that he got picked as captain with no Genie, no Milner. For sure, you thought it'd be either Salah or Trent, like normal. So the fact that it's Firmino, I don't know, maybe you rewarded him for the 2 goals, but I don't understand why you'd give him a captainship for that. But he doesn't seem like a huge vocal leader on the pitch. It's going to be interesting to see who takes that role. Who's going to be the vocal leader out there? I would maybe tip a guy like Fabinho to try to be more of a vocal leader out there. Maybe even Thiago. But we'll see. I think for me, though, it's going to come down to our front three. Can our front three be clinical? I think that's kind of what it always is here. But Mohammed, thanks for coming in. Appreciate you. I think Hurst to attack. Genie can't break up. Yes, I completely agree. I think that's it. I think that's 100% it. You can help break down the bus. Eric here, I think Keita could come on in the end of the game and make a big impact. This is why we signed Keita. It was for games like this when we play against a low block and we just need somebody to help break it down. So I agree with you, Eric. I think he's going to be a late substitution, especially if we need to go out and get a goal. He's going to be the guy who comes on. He's really the only guy who can come on. So it'll be a little interesting here. Chris Welch has a comment here. Mane can stop being crybaby and stop soaking. Hopefully actually turns up for once to stop being in his own way. Yeah, I think it's time. He has scored in 2 of the last 3 games, I think, or 2 goals in the last 3 games, something like that. He needs to have a good day today. The front three need to have a good day today. If they don't have a good day, we're not going to get the goals needed. I mean, we've seen in the past that the Manchester United game was the first game in a long time where we've been clinical, and look what happens. We win 4-2. So hopefully that can help us. Hopefully that can we can carry that momentum. But Big Sam loves the game against us. West Brom got a result last time we played them. I think it was a 1-1 draw. So we need to go out there at West Brom. They're going to have fans in the stands as well. So we need to go out there and just be ready to play. I think having some fans in the stands actually will be good for us as well. Liverpool is a team of performers, so I think even playing in front of away fans will get us up a little bit. Jay Gee here, welcome, man. Thanks for coming back. Hopefully to keep up this momentum. Need his goals as much as mine now too. Yeah, 100%, completely agree. Hema. Haven't seen you in the chat before. Thank you for joining. Welcome. Hit that like and subscribe button, all you guys, if you haven't yet. Really appreciate it. Helps more Liverpool fans see this. But regardless of our poor finishing the season, safe to say we want to have the same level of injuries next year. Yep, exactly. It's going to be coming down to the front, our true starting 11. Steven, Somerville, the only subs I see coming off today would be Genie, Origi, and Shaqiri. And it looks like Kite not in the squad. I'm trying to act surprised. Yeah, I think he's probably injured again, Chris Welch, as always. Kite is always good to get injured, so we'll see there. But to get to the actual lineups here, where did that go? It's going to be interesting. Again, it's the 4-4-1-1 from West Brom. And then Liverpool going with our classic 4-3-3 formation. I did expect Mane to come back in, and obviously he is back in now because of the injury to Jota. But then also normal back four, Trent. We have Phillips. We have Williams. We have Robertson. Midfield three, Fabinho in the 6, Thiago, Curtis Jones with Mane, Salah, Firmino up top. Our bench, we have Adrian, Wijnaldum, Tsimikas made it out of the basement, Shaqiri, Origi, Woodburn. Keep seeing Woodburn on the bench here, which is kind of interesting. Clarkson gets the call up to the bench, as well as Nico Williams and Billy the Kid gonna see some bench time there. Don't think we'll see him in this game. Again, I think the only people who could potentially come off the bench in this match would be Divock Origi if you need a goal. I think Wijnaldum's pretty much guaranteed to come on. And then maybe a late Nico Williams sub like last time, or even a Shaqiri if you need to go out and get a goal. It's going to be interesting. Again, it's going to come down to our starting 11. Klopp does always makes late subs anyway, but now it's just going to be we don't even have the opportunity to do that right now with this bench. So that's what it's going to ultimately come down to. Now the West Brom lineup, they're going to be playing a 4-4-1-1 by the looks of it. They have Johnstone in net, Furlong, Ajay, Bartley, Townsend, Diangana, Yukosu, Gallagher, Phillips, Pereira, Robson Canu. Robson Canu will be up top by himself there with Gallagher behind with the 4-4 in the back there. So interesting for them. Another low block for us to play against. We've struggled against the low blocks the entire season. So can we break it down? I think for us, from a defensive perspective, there shouldn't be too much to be concerned about. I think when you think about how they're going to want to play, they're just going to play long balls over the top and then try to do a counterattack every now and again. I think our defense is more than capable of stopping that. It's just going to come down to, can our midfield start breaking down that that midfield four and that back four, and then can the front three be clinical when we get the few chances? Because they're going to crowd the box. It's going to be almost Jose ball where you're not going to be able to do anything. Everything is going to be clogged up. So guys like Thiago, Curtis Jones, this is exactly why Curtis Jones is in the game. We need him to be able to break down. We need him to be able to his one-on-one battles. He has to win those. It's going to be tough. I think there's going to be really ugly moments in this game. I think there's going to be a lot of times when we're going to be frustrated because they're going to have 9 people behind the ball at times. And this is why we have Thiago. This is why Curtis Jones started. They're going to need to spray the ball, find those small moments, find those small spaces, and make the most out of it. And a guy like Salah, he's going to have to be in that form that he's been in all season. He really needs to go out there. He wants the golden boot again. Hopefully that's going to be motivation for him. But he's going to have to win his one-on-one battles. I think this is going to be another huge game for Firmino as well. Firmino is going to be absolutely massive. He really needs to do what he does best: sit deep, get the ball, and connect with Mane and Salah. If he doesn't do that, it's going to be hard for us to create. Trent and Robertson, they're going to have to overlap big time. That's the only way we're going to have numbers and get advantages. And again, I talk about it all the time. If Trent and Robertson can get to the end line, that would be massive for us. That puts us in a dangerous position. And that's going to be really hard to defend from a West Brom perspective. But yeah, if you haven't yet, hit that like and subscribe button. Super appreciate it. Eric here. Sam hates Liverpool. More useless points to be won. Yeah, it's interesting because obviously West Brom is now officially getting relegated. So I'm really curious to see how they're going to come out. Playing the 4-4-1-1, obviously it's going to be very defensive minded. But are they going to turn up? It can be one of two ways. They could either just not show up at all, and this could be you could just trounce them 4-0, something like that. Or because they have nothing to play for, these individuals on the team, they could be playing for staying in the Premier League, having teams like Burnley, or even the guys who are getting called up, Norwich and that crew, Watford, maybe they look to add some of these guys who are getting relegated because it is going to be a discount for them. It's going to be since they're getting relegated, not going to have the same funds. They're going to have to try and unload those few players that are Premier League worthy. So maybe they come out and bust their ass against the Liverpool team and make a statement. So I think the first 15 minutes, first 20 minutes of the match will be really huge to see which West Brom are going to get. Are they going to put up a fight, or they're just going to try and stay healthy and not injure themselves? So we'll see. I mean, Tottenham just put in a nice performance, 2-0 win over Wolves. It looks like Jurgen Klopp's giving his pre-match press conference right now to Sky Sports, but you can't say that we're not going to miss Jota going forward. I think. No, what was really nice about him, not even when he was scoring goals, but I mean, we were able to bench Mane when he was in a little bit of bad form. We can't do that now. There's only 3 games left, so the front three are going to have to just hopefully stay motivated, try to go to get a goal. I mean, I think Firmino, he's going to be buzzing. I think he has the captain's band right now, so I think that's going to be extra motivation for him. And again, playing in front of the away fans, he's a performer. He likes to go. Salah, golden boot opportunity. I think Harry Kane scored today, so he's going to want to go get 1 or 2. And then Mane, hey, you're not going to get benched now because Jota's out for the season. So I just want to see him make the most of the opportunity. And Gallagher is a loanee. Yes, I believe Gallagher is from. I want to say he's from Chelsea, but I could be mistaken. He is class. He's a great youngster, really good player. But what do you guys think? I want to hear from you guys. What do you think the key matchups are going to be? But I think because West Brom is going to be sitting so deep. I talked about it in the Manchester United match that I think Robertson and Trent had to kind of pick their opportunities to get forward. But I think now they're going to have a really good opportunity to bomb forward and be part of the attack. I mean, we saw Trent's masterclass against Manchester United. He's going to have to do something like that again. I think he's going to have to play some really dangerous balls into the box, really try to make an impact just like he did last time. And Robertson as well. Robertson, I thought, played great last match. Not many people talked about him and his performance, but defensively he was great. He was tracking back all the time. And he was also getting involved in the attack. So I want to see him. He works a lot better with Mane. So if we can, just keep overlapping Mane, that would be great. And Eric, I completely agree. You're absolutely right. If Trent plays like he did the other day, we'll win 6-0. And that's the key, right? I think set pieces. We talked about it in the Manchester United match. Set pieces were going to be key offensively and defensively. And I think they will be again today. If we get anything in a dangerous position, we got to go out there and make the most out of it. And then I'm also curious to see how Phillips and Williams do against Robson Canu. He's going to be up top by himself with Gallagher behind him. So it should be okay. I don't want to see them play too high of a line because I do think West Brom's just going to be playing a lot of hoofball, kicking the ball over the top, letting Robson Canu run in behind. So I want to see them play a little bit deeper. They can win every head ball over him. I have no doubt about that. Those two guys can win every single head ball. So just keep them in front. Keep them in front of you. They can double team them, and they shouldn't have any issues. I do on the pre-match show. I think Wahomey and Sophie were talking about West Brom probably going to get a goal. I don't see West Brom getting a goal today. I really don't. I think for us it's just going to be, can we go out and get a goal? Can we be clinical enough? Can we create the chances against the low block? Gallagher, class player, still really young. Robson Canu, but they're by themselves up there. So I have all the faith in Phillips and Williams. I thought Williams played great last match. A couple little mistakes, some errant passes and stuff like that. That's easily correctable. But West Brom's only going to have about, at most, a handful of chances to score. And I think that all season, we always talk about all the injuries we've had defensively, but defense hasn't been the problem all season. It's always been just a lack of finishing in front of net. So I think we're more than capable to get a shutout today. And I think the shutout would be huge because it very well could come down to goal differential. So if we can go out, win by 2 goals, win by 3 goals, we'd have a better goal differential than Leicester and Chelsea. So that could be absolutely massive with those two teams having to play each other, I think midweek next week. So definitely something to keep an eye on there. But also, again, I think Fabinho will be able to get forwards a little bit more. I think he'll just be clutch with having to cut out those first passes into Canoe and Gallagher. I don't think there's going to be too many of them. But really, for me, I think it's going to come down to Thiago and Curtis Jones. No, they're going to have to just try and get our front three in position to get some goals. It's going to be really tough. Again, there's going to be at least eight guys behind the ball at all times. So we'll just have to be patient. This is, I think, the perfect game for a guy like Thiago because he's going to have a lot of time on the ball, and he's going to be able to pick his moments. If Robinson can make the overlapping runs, Thiago will find him. And Alan, I do kind of get those vibes. It could be a Fab scoring a screamer, just having so much time on top of the box and taking a rip. I could definitely see that happening. I wouldn't be surprised if we got a goal or two from outside the box today. It's just with them packing the box, we have to try and draw them out a little bit. So the only way to do that is to take some shots and be dangerous from 20, 25 yards out. If we put a couple good shots on net from that distance, it's just naturally going to make the center backs and their center midfielders take a couple steps forwards to try to block that. And then that's when Firmino, Salah, Mane can slide right in there into those open spaces. So the one thing we have to be careful about is when Trent and Robertson do bomb forward, we got to be wary of the counterattack. If they lose the ball quickly, that's when we can cause problems because, Phillips and Williams, probably their biggest weakness is just pace, So if they do get that opportunity to pull those two guys apart and get them out in space, that's where they could potentially hurt us. So that's where I want to see Fabinho tracking back. Thiago needs to be tracking back. Even Mane, Mane and Salah may have to track back, a couple times this game. Not too much, though. I said 2-0 prediction was my prediction. I had Salah scoring and Mane getting the goal. I think if those two guys score, if we get the first two goals, it doesn't even matter when the game's over. If West Brom were to score, I don't see them scoring more than one goal. It's going to be very, very difficult, but I don't even think they're going to get one. I think Allison will have to make a couple saves, but nothing too crazy. So as long as we don't gift them anything, we don't make any mistakes like Reece James did in the FA Cup final. He had a great game, but then made one mistake that led to the goal. If we can just stay away from that, I think we'll be perfectly okay. When in doubt, just clear the ball out. We'll win it back in their zone and be okay. So I think the key things here are can Thiago and Jones be effective and create opportunities for us? Can Firmino sit deep, find the ball early, and connect with Salah and Mane? And then can Salah and Mane win their battles and be clinical? We're going to have the ball a ton in their box. We're going to have the ball a ton in their zone. But I think West Brom's going to have a lot of block shots. So the few times that we can get the ball on net, can we make the most of those opportunities and get a goal? It's been the problem all season. If we can do it today, I'll feel really good, especially after that'll be 2 games in a row where we've been clinical. So we'll see. Eric here in the chat. Oh, thank you. That's good. Eric in the chat here. Thiago can't lose the ball in our half. Feel like he's prone to that. Could happen. I think, again, I don't think it's going to happen too much. I don't think West Brom's going to have the ball in our zone too much. I think when they get the ball, it's going to be a lot of long balls over the top, a lot of balls to the corner flag, and then if they do get the ball in our zone, it's going to be because of a quick counterattack. I don't see them having too many opportunities to cause turnovers in our zone. Anything they get, they're going to create from their back going forwards. I don't think that Thiago will lose the ball too much in our zone. Yeah, seriously, Ali, he keeps doing that little stupid shit with those bad passing. You can tell that he hasn't fully trusts Williams in there, so hopefully he can limit that. And Mahomey, he thinks that early goal needed in clinical finishing. Yeah, we talked about the clinical finishing, but yeah, I think an early goal would be needed. And I kind of going back to my point, I think the first 20 minutes will be very dictative of how West Brom's going to play, because I think if we come out, hit them in the mouth, get that first goal in the first 20 minutes, they're getting relegated. They're not going to want to play. So if we can just completely dominate that first 20 minutes, that'd be huge. And I think, again, even if we don't score, but if we're completely dominating them, I think, again, they have nothing to play for. So it's just going to be interesting to see what West Brom we get. Are they going to be playing for their lives in terms of the individuals trying to stay on a Premier League team? Or are they just going to be, playing it safe, not wanting to get injured so they're healthy for next season? Eve here, and welcome back, Eve. Appreciate you. Winning second ball, being clinical in front of goal, no silly mistakes. Exactly. I think the clinical in front of goal and no silly mistakes. I think if we do that, we'll win. Winning the second balls, though, too, I agree. I think Phillips and Williams will win the majority of the balls coming into our zone. It's just a matter of can we get the second ball, because that's one thing that Van Dijk does fantastically is when he does win a header, it's still he always heads it to somebody on our team. Joe Gomez was starting to do that as well. Phillips and Williams haven't mastered that yet, but if we can start doing that, where we can win the first ball but then maintain possession, that's absolutely massive. Especially again because I firmly believe that West Brom is going to be playing a lot of long balls today, American style soccer, as you could say. So if they can just find Fabinho's feet, find Thiago's feet, Curtis Jones, find those guys with their headers, that would be absolutely massive for us to quickly turn around and go back in their zone. So we're about 20 minutes away from kickoff here. Yeah, Eric, I completely agree. And of course, we can stop trying to get Monty balls to head outside the 6-yard box. Seriously, right? Man, poor guy. But yeah, I mean, then looking at our bench too, I think it's got to be right. Like the amount of injuries we've had this season is absolutely crazy. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a change in physios either in the off season, because it's clear the moment these guys came back in this summer, it has not been working out. Obviously, the Thiago injury and the Van Dijk injury were based off of injuries. I mean, based off of bad tackles and stuff. But looking at guys like Keita, Ox, Milner, getting these like little knocks and everything, I feel like that's on the physios, and it's just crazy how many injuries that we've had this season. But honestly, I think if we can get a result, if we can get the 3 points against West Brom, Burnley is the only matchup I'm worried about, because I look at that Crystal Palace match at the end of the season at home with our fans. I don't see us losing that game. So as long as we can get the 3 points today, we can get the 3 points against Burnley, I think, we'll be in the driver's seat. We'll be in really good position here. Again, I think with Harry Kane scoring, Mo Salah is going to be hungry to go get a goal too. I think he will go get a goal today. I think it's going to be 2-0 Liverpool. But it's going to be dicey at times. We're going to get frustrated at times because, again, 8-9 people behind the box. What's going to happen here? What's going to happen there? So we got 20 minutes to go. Everyone out there, stay safe, stay healthy. Be ready to support our lads in 20 minutes. Massive game. Stay positive, stay together. And, looking at the bench, if it's a tie game, I think the only people who can come in regardless would be Origi, Shaqiri, and Wijnaldum. Those are the only guys who can come in. So hopefully we have a win. Hopefully we have the lead going into the 60th, 70th minute. So in that way we can have Wijnaldum come on for Jones, be a little bit more defensive, something like that. That would be absolutely massive for us. And then we don't even have to worry about bringing on Origi or Shaqiri. I don't see any other subs potentially coming on. Palace went goal scoring crazy 3-2 against Villa. Yeah. Eric, thanks for joining, man. We love doing this stuff. We love getting your guys' opinion. So before we close out, everyone who's still in the chat, hit that like and subscribe button if you haven't yet. And also let us know your predictions right now in the chat and the goal scorers. I have 2-0. Salah opening the scoring. Mane getting the second goal in the second half to seal it for us. We'd love to get all your opinions. I'll share them. But otherwise, we are going to be back. We're going to be doing our live watch along. Andrew and myself, Wahomie might be joining us as well for the live watch along. We'll be watching the game with you, commenting on every play that happens. We'd love to hear your thoughts as well throughout the match. JG always joins us. Chris Welch always joins us. It's a lot of fun. You can see our live reactions last game. My boy JG got some funny predictions. I got some funny photos of us up and down. So it'll be a ton of fun. Please come join us for that. Hit that like button if you haven't yet. But we'll be back in about 15 minutes or so for the live watch along. Eric, 6-0. I really hope you're right. I would love to see a couple Firmino goals as well, just to see some more karate kicks because he's the man. But we appreciate you all. Thanks for joining. We'll be back in 15 minutes. Up the Reds. We'll see you all very soon. 3 points needed. Let's go get it.